My name is Faceless, and I help people of all background and experience level create passive income with faceless channels. Kevin O'Leary said, YouTube is the most powerful tool of the decade. He also said, I'm an incredible entrepreneur solving the hardest problem with YouTube, predictable growth. I started my first channel at the age of 16. I tried for 6 months growing channel with no result, and I quickly learned I wasn't alone. Out of my frustration and from being broke, I had no choice but to find a better strategy. My first channel that I blew up was 7 months into my journey. I started making $1,000 a month, 3,000, then 5,000, and from that point, I realized I cracked the code with faceless channels. Over the next year, I started more channels, getting to over 30,000 every month consistently. I knew I had something more powerful than I could ever even imagine. I helped everyone I knew implement the exact same strategy, and I built my reputation by being honest and over-delivering. I've been featured in US Reporter, New York Weekly, Business Chart Magazine, CEO Weekly, and many more. Over the year, I've helped over 400 people achieve time, location, and financial freedom with faceless channels. People believe YouTube success is difficult and time-consuming. Fortunately, that is not true. There is a formula. Even if you don't have a technical bone in your body, you can get results. And my mission is to share this formula with you. So I want to welcome you guys to the 5-day Faceless YT Revenue Challenge. And the whole goal of the challenge is to basically show you guys how to build and grow what we call faceless channels. And some of you this is probably a whole new term, without having to grow or having to create yourself or having to buy any camera on YouTube. Basically, how can you make passive income, and I really mean passive income through YouTube, without having to have a personality or having to record yourself or be on camera at all. And over the next 5 days, I'm going to be going to teach you everything that I've learned that was able to help me to generate over 1.5 million within my first 3 years of hopping into YouTube without ever showing my face or creating a video myself. Now, I'm not going to do a big in-depth introduction of who I am. I'm just going to run through it briefly. I feel like a lot of people here are familiar with who I am, but for those who don't, my name is Faceless again. And in my first 3 years, I was able to generate over 1.5 mil with YouTube. And I was able to receive multiple different awards for having channels that surpassed 100,000, over $1 million. I believe I have 2 of them behind me right here. And usually you get the silver plaque whenever you have a channel surpass over 100,000. And these are all channels without me ever having to show my face or having to reveal my identity to the world. In the last 24 months alone, we've accumulated over 4 billion views in our channel, combined actually even more than that. I've taken countless of channels from 0 to 6 figure in just under 12 months. And I've been doing teaching YouTube since I was 16. And I was grateful enough to be able to help some of my friends and family to do the exact same thing for themselves. And the goal for this challenge is not just to, brag about my success, but to be able to give you at least even a fraction of what I was able to do. If you're able to implement what I've given you within the next 5-day challenge, and you're able to at least make a fraction of what I was able to do, then I know this was a successful challenge. And I've also been grateful to be able to feature in a couple of different articles. And like we said, the three main things stuff that I wanted to add to this challenge is any single person here, whether you have a channel, whether you started a YouTube channel before, whether you've never started a channel before, whether this is your first time, and whether you're just looking for another stream of income, whether you're looking for to add a new stream of income into your plate, I want to provide confidence where there's uncertainty, which means we're going to be answering questions through the Q&A, make sure every single person is good, to provide clarity where there's confusion, because where there's confusion, there is failure. And at the same time, lastly, ultimately, to show you step by step how you can go out there, replicate everything that I've been able to do. Like the gentleman said earlier, I will show you every single thing from A to Z, even from building the channel from scratch, even the smallest little thing from this challenge. Show you step by step how you can go out there and replicate the same success that I have been to make money on YouTube by teaching you how to start your own faceless YouTube channel. And I can confidently say, which I'm going to prove to you at the same time with the next 5 days, some of you guys that are here will have the opportunity to make more money than most people working a full-time job than the average American. Now, it's going to be a 5-day. I'm going to run through the itinerary. It's going to be from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Usually by 7:30, we're going to dive into the Q&A. Now, day one, I'm going to do introduction to Faceless YouTube channels. I'm going to run through a couple of channels, and we're going to be choosing what we call the niche of our channel, what the channel is going to be about, basically. And on day two, we're actually going to be going behind some six-figure channels, reverse engineering my personal success channel, and please. All right, thank you. My personal channels. So we're going to reverse engineer six-figure and also seven-figure channels at the same time and look in the back end of already successful businesses. And on day three, we're going to talk about virality. How can we make our video go viral? And at the same time, how I use AI to automate the virality of my channel overall and different tools that I use. And day four, we'll be creating the channel. So by day four, we'll be creating and launching the channel. And we'll be optimizing the money-making machine, which is why I call it at the same time. And on day five, we'll be talking about monetization. And if you don't know what monetization is, basically making money from the YouTube account. And also 5 different ways you can add 5 additional streams of income to your channel without having to start the second or third or fourth or fifth channel overall. So let me know if that is clear, if that makes sense. Everybody actually got that. All right, awesome. Awesome. Now, in general, I know some people came here from the last challenge, so we'll talk about how today came to be real quickly. Like I said before, I've documented my whole journey ever since I was around 17, 18. And currently right now, I'm 23. I'm a little bit older than most people in the chat right now. I've started YouTube, and I just want to give a brief history of my whole process. And as I'm going to be showing you guys this today, this is not a make money tomorrow, make money next week. There's have to be things that have to be done and implemented for you to actually start. The best way I can define my YouTube journey was compound interest, which is doing the work today and that reaping the reward next month or a couple months from now. Now, I want to be completely transparent, also share my results, share my channel. How long did it take me to actually reach those results? So that way you guys can actually have a good expectation. And I also want you guys to be aware, when I started my first channel, my journey, I did not have a live. I did not have somebody guiding me step by step. I didn't have somebody to answer my question when I needed a question. I didn't have somebody to help me know what to avoid and what not to avoid. I had to go through the process myself and go through the failure myself and to be able to learn from the failure myself, which took me a little bit longer than what it would take most people here. The first month when I started my first channel, I made $0. The second month, I made $0. The third month, I generated $0 from YouTube. And the fourth month, I generated $0. One thing that I would add on to this is when I started in this whole business model, I started 7 channels all at once because I just wanted to see what would work and what would not work. And on the 5th month, I made $0. As a matter of fact, I had some of my channel got demonetized and also terminated from the platform. Maybe some of you guys have heard of those terms before and also copyrighted. But on the 6th month, I finally got the channel monetized and I was able to get $1,200 from YouTube. The 7th month, I got to $3,200, and obviously the due drop during the 8th month, we got to $2,800. And within the 9th month, I got to $4,500. And from there, it was more of a smoother ride to getting me to the 12th month to get to the 10K mark, which is what most people consider the 6-figure mark. My first year of doing YouTube, I generated $33,000 when I was around 17. Now, it took me over 6 months to finally get my channel monetized, to find what was working for me to find success. And the reason I'm sharing this also, because as I'm going to go to the next couple of days, I'm going to check out my channel. I don't want you guys to see the overall, all right, Freddie's making this amount of money. This seems unattainable, but for me, it was a process. And I would actually tell every single person that is here, I'm no special than most of you guys that is here. I started when I was 16. I was still in high school. I personally choose not to go to college because by 17, I kind of figured out what I wanted to do and had a good outlet. Besides going to college to try to get a job. So I want you guys to know, if I was able to figure this out at such a young age, and I've seen people, I'm going to show you guys 12 years old that are making over $30 million per year on YouTube. It's not a complicated process, which I believe every single person here can do it. But there have to be some sort of work, and you have to have the right strategy to be able to actually put this into play. Now, first year, I generated $33,000. Second year, I was able to 10x that number to get to the 300,000 within that specific year. And my third year, I got to the 7-figure mark. Now, if I had gave up within the first month, within the second month, I wouldn't have got to the place where I am today. even to be able to speak with you guys here tonight, to be able to share this whole strategy, share with you guys my testimony, share with you guys my process. None of this would be possible today. And I wouldn't be able to give the chance to have the opportunity to teach over hundreds of other people that we've actually done in the past, even from the past challenges that we've actually host. And every single days I get over hundreds of DM from people messaging me that are asking, okay, what is your channel about? What is your niche? Some people have been asking, what do I do at the same time? Now, we started doing this challenge to basically put an event together where we say, no matter where anybody live, right now I'm in Florida, about to be in the middle of a hurricane, no matter how much money you have, no matter how much experience that you have, you're able to join us in this 5-day challenge to be able to actually implement everything that you're going to learn here tonight. Now, we've had people that came for the challenge that were able to build their channel, get their first channel up and running, and get to $50 a day. Some people were able to get to $200 to $300 a day. And we have some people that were able to even take this to even higher level. Now, I'm going to be saying some numbers, which are going to seem for some people, it might seem very unattainable, but I want you to know that every single person that is doing this are the average individuals similar to me and you. And we've had people gone through this that said that they got more from a 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 course that they've paid for in the past. And we've even had people like Gene. I'm an immigrant myself, so I really love when I see immigrant on the challenge, which is one of my goals, to be able to reach different immigrants that are within the United States that used to live in Chile, came to the United States, was working in Chile, making $1,000 a month as a nurse assistant. I guess in Chile, that's probably a good amount, to making $1,000 a day with his automation channel. It took him 90 days, but he finally got to the $1,000 a day mark. And took Jaya, who basically went from working in Asia, never met him, never been to America himself, joined the Zoom, got 3 of his channels to $50,000 per day. And when I'm showing these numbers, I want you guys to actually position yourself in their shoes. I don't want you guys to say this is unattainable. I really believe if you don't believe these numbers are possible, if you don't believe you can do it, then you're not going to be able to do it. So whenever I'm showing this, it's not to flex. Whenever I'm going to show my channel, this is for you to put yourself in their shoes, to condition your mind. So that way it can be me. Why can't that be me? If they're able to do it, why can't I do it? And he was able to get 3 different platforms YouTube for having all his channels surpass over 100,000 subscribers. And we also have Julie, grandma of 6, wasn't too tech savvy. I'm not gonna say she wasn't tech savvy, but she didn't know how to upload it on YouTube, which she said to us. And she was able to get her channel to $0 to $2,000 within the first 28 days. And as I'm showing this, put yourself in their shoes, saying, this can be me. Now, we also have MCA, live in Australia, 21 years old, very young, was able to get his first channel in the first 65 days to reach 40 million people, over 178,000 subscribers, $146,000 within from the channel, and getting the plaque for having over 100,000 subscribers. And this is all without ever revealing his face, showing his identity, ever having to buy a camera or be on YouTube. So over hundreds of other individuals that have joined us throughout the challenge. And I want you guys to declare this as I am next. Now, the reason why this challenge is very important is the world has changed. More people right now are watching YouTube than ever before. And I really believe every single person that is here, we have over 100 people that is here, almost every single person here have a YouTube account, or most likely you've browsed YouTube today. Now, the interesting thing is just over when I came to the state when I was 9 years old when it was 2010, when the earthquake happened, I remember the very first thing I told my parent is I wanted to get cable television. So as a kid, you wanted to watch cartoon, be entertained. That was one of my main, believe it or not, I learned more English from cartoon than I actually learned in school, to be quite honest. So my parent went to DirecTV and they got a subscription with DirecTV. We were paying, I think around that time, $60, something like that per month. And that was like the entertaining hub. I'm the oldest out of 4 children. I have a little sister right now that is around 4 or 5 years old. And I have another one that is 12 years old. And all they watch is either YouTube, Netflix, or even Disney Plus. Most people here don't even pay for cable anymore. How many of you guys used to have cable, but you stopped paying for it a couple of years ago? Whether you just only use YouTube for the news or for the sports or for whatever entertainment that you watch, or whether you use Netflix just to watch every show's entertainment, because now all of these apps, which is all basically called social app, from Netflix to Facebook, from Twitter to YouTube, mostly every single person moved to these platforms. Now, the good thing about YouTube compared to all the other platforms is that YouTube pay out over $30 billion every single year, and every single year it is growing to its creator. Since 2017, that number has been growing up. And more people in the world have access to a YouTube account than those that have cable. Now, when I used to live in Haiti when I was a little bit younger, we didn't have cable television. It was more of a first world luxury. We didn't even have 24-hour power. So it's probably here and there. If you have like a generator, you have power sometime and you have to save money on gas. So the generator wouldn't be on all the time. So it's more of a luxury of the first world. But now most people, I was able to visit Haiti 3 years ago. Most people now have a phone or a smartphone. They would buy a smartphone and here and there can get a SIM card, and most people have a YouTube account. Most people know what Facebook is. As a matter of fact, if you don't know what Facebook or YouTube is, you most likely have been living under a rock. Even if you've never been, or even if you've never have possibly never been to the platform, you've most likely heard of it. And it's giving new creators, for example, Ja took his channel from 0 to 60,000 in just 1 month. And even Igor took this masterclass, went through the challenge, applied everything, gave the same information to somebody else. Actually, they paid $2,000 for a course before and was able to produce, after they took the course, $160 just that alone. And within taking the information from the challenger, we would actually tweak and scale the challenge to 5,000 within the first 30 days of implementation. Now, what I want to show you too at the same time is some of my personal results before I move on. And I'm going to go over what these channels are and how do we not have to make any video on YouTube? How can we not be active, and how can this be fully automated? Now, actually, most of you guys probably have seen the YouTube app for the most part. Probably gonna have to turn down my light a little bit. So most of you guys have seen the YouTube app. Right. Now we're gonna go to the YouTube studio, which is basically once you build your channel, you're gonna be using this app to actually view the analytics of your channel. How's your channel performing? How much is the channel making in real time? So that way you can actually keep in touch with the amount that your channel is bringing in. So I'm going to go through a couple of different channels. For example, this one right here. For the last 28 days, we actually have a very light day. This channel is able to generate about 10,000. Hopefully this is just a little bit clearer. 10,000 the last 28 days alone. You guys probably can see, but in the last 28 days. 10,000 in the last 20 days. And actually, that was a very low month for the channel. So we have another channel right here. In the last 28 days, we were able to generate over $92,000. We got over 1 million views in the last 20 days, got $92,000. And when I'm showing these numbers, these are 95% profit margin, $92,000 from YouTube. Without ever having to make the videos, I own the channel. I get 97% of the money that you're actually seeing right here from the channel. And the other 2% we talk about where they actually go within day 2. And all of these channels are channel that I run and channel that I operate without having to actually make any of the single video. How many of you guys have been keeping in touch with the election here? You've watched the election, you've watched the debate. Right, we have a couple yes. I personally don't really watch the news. I'll be quite honest, for my Floridian. I heard about the hurricane yesterday. I know it's probably been going on for a while. I don't watch the news. I'm completely clueless. I really believe any news worth hearing, it will come to my ear somehow. And I didn't watch the debate. I didn't watch the election. I'll be quite honest. I haven't voted at all. I haven't voted at all. I'm one of those people of my generation that haven't voted yet. And in the last 28 days alone, just from the election, I made $41,000 from this YouTube video that you're watching on the election. Well, 43,000, my apology, in the last 28 days. And this is all from uploading content about Trump and Kamala Harris. Now, I don't do those videos. I don't keep up to date. I don't know what's happening with the election. I don't really keep in touch with the parties. If someone said to give the definition of Republican and whatever you call it, conservative, whatever the other party is, that's how terrible I am. I know, I'm very terrible. I do not watch news at all, but I have channel where we're similar to CNN. We have our own media company where we produce those content that people watch. Believe it or not, a lot of the product that people give a lot of time, even some news that we watch, some people who own it, who run it, don't even watch their own product. Now, the goal is to have you guys create somewhat of a similar channel to what I'm showing you guys right here, so that way you guys can actually replicate this for yourself. Now, before we actually move on, do you guys know how YouTube pay the creator? Does every or anybody here know how does YouTube pay the creator? All right, so we have a couple no. We have a lot of no. Okay, we have a I do. All right, that's fine. What do you guys think made newspaper profitable on the chat? All right, ads. Someone said ad revenue. All right, if you look up on Google, most of their ad revenue come from basically, well, most of the revenue come from ad. What do you guys think made radio station profitable? I know some people probably don't listen to radio anymore, but when you used to listen to radio, how do they stay in profit? How do they actually still rent out the building? All right, advertisement. They have commercial. Somebody said commercial. And moving forth a little bit into more of the future, what do you guys think made TV profitable? When we think of maybe CNN, Fox News, even Disney, yes, they have different way that they bring revenue, but it's mainly through the streaming, through the ads. Even the Super Bowl, it's mainly through the ads. I think it costs $5 million just for a 15-second Super Bowl ad, somewhere around that amount. All right, ad and sponsorship. That's what make them, for the most part, that's one of their main source of revenue. And what do you guys think made social media profitable? We have social media companies that are on the verge of becoming $1 trillion company, but some of them are free to use. Some of you guys probably never pay Facebook a dime. Some of you guys probably never pay YouTube a dime, but they're worth hundreds of billions of dollars. All right, ads, commercial, sponsorship. So the simple term is YouTube is able to pay me that much because they're making a lot more from ad. What I'm making is scrap money compared to what they're getting. So YouTube business and even all other social media platform rely on selling its audience to the advertiser. So they're basically selling our information, which we're not aware of. It's not misuse, or it's not new news. They're basically selling our information, selling our attention to businesses. For the most part, whether when you log into Facebook or YouTube, before you actually click on the video, you usually always see an ad. There's always an ad that is popping off, whether you click on the video, whether you actually scroll into social media, there's always some sort of ad that is actually popping off. So basically, this is the cycle of how the money comes from YouTube to the creators. You have the advertiser, let's say Coca-Cola, for example. Now, Coca-Cola want to advertise to the audience to get more people to buy Coca-Cola. Or let's take Red Bull. I don't know why I want to take Red Bull. Red Bull pay YouTube. And what is usually the first thing, for the most part, that you see when you click on a video on YouTube? Before the video play, what's usually the first thing that shows up? On the chat. What do you usually notice when you first click on the video? All right, someone said ad. Another person said ad. Usually an ad, whether it's going to be in the middle, whether it's going to be at the end of the video, eventually you're going to see some sort of an ad. Now, that advertiser, they don't just get their ad on YouTube for free. They pay YouTube, well, technically Google, since Google on YouTube, they pay Google to put that ad on the platform. And obviously with social media ad right now, you can target whether if you want firstborn or first-time parents, you can target almost anybody. So Red Bull obviously is probably targeting hardworking people that are working 9 to 5, that are coming home really late, that need Red Bull, that might have 2 jobs. Believe it or not, right now, especially Google has so much data that advertiser can target any specific person that they need. So now, for this example, Red Bull pay YouTube for an ad, and I'll take someone in the audience. We have Prince in the audience. Now, Prince go on YouTube and click on the video and see that ad. Now, Red Bull pay YouTube, for example, $1 for Prince to see the ad. Now, what YouTube does, it take that dollar and it's going to give 55% of that dollar to whoever owned the video, to whoever owned the channel. That's what I like about YouTube, is that it actually pays creator compared to Facebook, where they keep most of the money themselves. YouTube actually give most of the commission to the creator because they realized, to grow the platform, they need more people, more creators. And YouTube take the 45, so 45 cents out of that dollar. And we keep 55, which is 55 cents out of that dollar. And once you start getting 2, 3, 4, 5 views, which is how the number add up to 5, 10 thousands of dollars every single month. And that money directly go into your bank account. Now, let me know if that makes sense so far. Give me a clear, makes sense. Or if I'm speaking Chinese, let me know too at the same time. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, those numbers that you guys have seen earlier, that's the 55%. YouTube automatically just show you your dashboard of your number. Now, by spending time on YouTube, you're generating revenue for the platform, and at the same time, for whatever channel that you'll watch. So usually, obviously, social media is very entertainment. You know, that's where we go for news. That's where we go for entertainment. But without knowing, you're making somebody else money. Also, you're making the platform even richer too at the same time, which is the most valuable commodity in our time right now, which a lot of people doesn't speak about, is attention. It's obviously gold is still valuable, oil is still valuable, but attention is one of the most valuable commodity right now. And people are willing to pay hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars for attention. And companies are paying Google, Facebook, YouTube billions of dollars to get attention, to get in front of audience. Now, it's not just about going to Times Square, going to the Super Bowl and paying to be in the billboard or even by the street in the billboard for a couple of minutes or even going to the radio or newspaper. The business model has been around for years, centuries, even before social media, but now it's going more toward a social media platform. And the good thing about YouTube is you can create your own hub, your own newspaper, your own media company, your own CNN network, because it's a platform where you can create your own platform on. And then you can actually get paid for those advertisers. So you can actually get the money from the advertiser putting ad on your video. Now, it's your turn to switch from the consumer to the producer to actually start making money from people's attention. And by simply gaining views and turning views into revenues from almost anywhere in the world, no matter where you live, if you have access to a YouTube account and you can log into Google and you have a bank account, you can get a bank account in your country, then you actually would actually put this together. And right now is the best time to be able to start. Now, what most people know is what we call personality channel. Personality channel is basically when you go to YouTube. So you guys probably have a favorite YouTuber that you watch most of the time, you subscribe to, you watch every single one of the video. You have to be on camera. You have to have some sort of personality for the most part. You have to have a lot of good ideas to speak about. And you have to be able to retain people's attention. So you have to have even sometimes some sort of skill set, whether it's playing the piano really good, you have to have something that people want to watch. I took Mr. Beast as an example because it's one of the biggest YouTube in the platform. Mr. Beast make over 200-300 mil a year from YouTube alone, from his channel. And you have people. How many of you guys have ever heard of Ryan Toy Review? If you have any kid, and if you haven't, then probably your kid have heard of him. Anybody ever seen this kid before? Ryan Toy Review? All right, so we have a couple yes. We have a couple yes. So Ryan is basically a 12 years old kid. Started a channel when he was how old was he? 4, 5? Obviously, he wasn't able to record a camera, but he just really loved playing with toy. His parents just started recording him on YouTube. And right now, he make over $30 million a year just from his video alone. There's no product being sold. There's no do this, do that. It's just simply uploading video on YouTube, sending him a paycheck every single month. So the parents were pretty lucky to start recording the kid. Now he have a $30 million a year brand behind him. At the age of 12, without knowing it, the kid is already set. Even his parent is already set at the same time. Now, how most people have seen it, most of you guys probably have seen it, the YouTubers, even the kids. That's why when I saw that at 16, one of the reasons I saw that at a very young age is because there was a study that was done where they asked majority of kids in America, they did a study, and they asked them, what do you want to be when you grow up? And the number one answer was a YouTuber. It wasn't an astronaut. It wasn't a doctor. It was a YouTuber. And obviously we live in an age now where you have 10 years old, 12 years old, 15 years old, 17 years old, 18 years old, 21 years old, even 50 years old, 60 years old, making money just by doing simple YouTube videos. Now, that's, some people call it the influencer era. Some people call them influencer. So The way that's been happening for the last couple of years is mainly by having a personality. You must upload a lot of videos. You must show up every single day, make those videos, record this video. Better hope that people actually watch them. Better hope that they find your entertainment to actually start gaining revenues and start getting traction and subscribers. Now, the new way, when I started when I was 16, believe it or not, I try not to ever say or label myself. I'm somebody who used to be very extroverted. I'm talking about when I get into in front of people, I'll shake, my feet would just, what do you call it? Fidget, something like that. You guys know the proper word I'm looking for. I'm the type of person when I go to a show or event, I'm in the corner. Or I'll probably go to always try to go to the bathroom just to avoid conversation. And when I saw this at 16, I couldn't report a camera. I watched myself. At that time, my accent was way thicker. I was watching myself, seeing myself shake. I was stuttering so much. I just didn't have the personality. And also, I just didn't want to be on camera. Now, the new way that I was able to find is what we call faceless channels. I was able to find some people that were able to build a channel that were completely faceless. And they weren't even automated to at the same time. This was something that came even later on. Now, these channel doesn't require that you have to put your face, which means if there's no face to the channel, people can't see the face, you can get a whole nother person to make the channel for you and do everything from A to Z. You can get a whole nother person to make the video for you from A to Z. And all you have to do is just collect from the revenue that's coming from the view that the channel is generating. Now, it all starts, and I'm going to go through a couple of channels. It all starts with choosing your niche. And before we actually get to choosing the niche, I'm going to go to 2 different niche examples. And I'm going to run through this channel, and most likely, you guys have seen similar channel, similar to the one that I'm going to be showing here today. Now, the first channel that we're going to run over is called Nutty Production. I'm going to play one of the video. I'm going to try to turn on the sound just so you guys can actually be able to hear it. If you guys can hear it, let me know in the chat too once I play it. I'm going to click on one of the recent video, and I'm going to play from the beginning. I'm only going to play about 30 seconds of it just so we can actually get the idea.
In the early days of the Roman Empire, Egypt played a central role in facilitating trade with the East. This was a time when Egypt was a vital bridge connecting Rome to the riches of the Indian subcontinent. The Nile and its surroundings were perfect for farming, but trade, not agriculture, made Egypt a true economic powerhouse. With its well-maintained trade routes, Egypt opened up a gateway for goods to flow in and out of the empire. The Red Sea and its ancient history of trade became
So I'm going to pause the video so far. As we hover through the channel,
how rich the industry Berenike became key black pepper.
We hear a voiceover in the background, but we don't see the face of the person speaking. And all throughout the video, all that we're seeing is either imagery or sometimes might be video. This is AI generated. Imagery getting the point across. And I promise this person did not, whoever on the chat did not edit the video. They didn't create the imagery, or they didn't go and discover them or try to look for them. And we see no personality. And by that, I mean we see no face on the channel. So it's completely faceless. And if we go to any of the other videos on the channel, we click on this one right here.
A wild place. In less than 70 years, the U.S. went from about 300,000 square miles up to cement Crocker status. Lincoln was Mayhew.
Exact same thing on this video. Now, if we look at the topic or more of the niche that the channel fall under, for example, we see what happened when Caesar battled in Pompeii, what happened immediately after Napoleon Hill arrived in Egypt, what do we know about Japan's shadow government? We have where the Roman closed an industrial revolution, what happened after Christopher Columbus discovered the Americas, what drug were like the Nazi Germany, why did Mongol perish? What does all those topics have in common that you guys notice? Or in other words, what niche does the channel fall under? All right, you guys got it. History. So the whole niche that the channel is about is history. It's uploading content more toward history. Now, I'm going to look at the second channel. I'm going to play one of the recent video.
2024 will be the largest election year in history, with almost 50% of the global population going to the polls to have their say in who is going to lead their respective countries. Now, obviously, some votes had more say than others, and many of these
Gonna pause it. I'm gonna hover throughout the video.
elections were economics. So, something that could really
We have another voiceover in the background, and we see different articles that are being displaying different charts. We have
gave
different
up altogether.
video that are showing images. Now this video is talking about the election, and throughout the whole video,
Take the kinds of decisive moves that were probably
we have this video of I believe his name is George Bush. We have a video of Bush speaking, but
warranted at a time like this.
it's still that voiceover in the background. It's just a video of Bush that they just put over it. So we see no face on this channel, exact same thing. But this topic is about how the election will damage the economy. And if we go back at the channel and we look at any other video, for example, we have this video, Egypt massive potential waste.
This video is sponsored by InVideo AI.
We'll hover through.
YouTube video, it takes a lot of effort from scripting and editing to find global trade is so significant the diverse economy compared.
Exact same thing, exact same voice, and we have different videos and clip being put to replace having the face or having the identity on the channel of all. And on the chat, when we look at the channel, I mean, the name kind of give it away, but when we look at the channel, what niche does that channel fall under? When you look at the channel, what niche does the channel fall under? Someone say politic, it's close. Global affair, and all this is correct. Economy, global affair. Whether you want to say geopolitic or economy, for the most part. Most of those videos are talking about whether it's I'll say geopolitics, why Brazil isn't a superpower. Does the Olympic predict economic disaster? Is Ireland economy a scam? So it's more toward economy, geopolitic content, or artists and politics, as someone said in the chat overall. And all these channels, believe it or not, are 100% automated, passive, where the owner is an average individual person similar to you, making those videos without having any of their voice. It's not their voice in the background, without having to make any of the video themselves. And we're going to talk about how that is done. Now, the first steps start with picking a niche of what your channel is going to be about. Now, I'm going to give you guys about 3 different keys to look for when you're actually going to be picking the niche for your channel, because I want you guys to actually pick a profitable, what I call a profitable niche. I'm going to talk about what actually goes into having a profitable niche. Just 3 things. Now, the first thing is before you guys actually share, before you guys actually start choosing your niche and start putting them in the chat, is the first one to share my screen is it have to be appealing to the mass. Now, this is one of those business model where, to be quite honest with you guys, your passion, your interest can be out of line. It doesn't have to be involved in. I don't watch politics. I really don't. There's a lot of different channel I have. There's a lot of different niche I have channel on. I'm not a viewer. I'm not an audience of it. I just know there's a lot of people that watch this type of content. I know there's a lot of consumer for it. So I just provide it. Similar to business simply supply and demand, where there's a lot of demand for something. I just want to supply that. And you have a high interest of actually growing the channel and making money. So the very first thing, the niche have to be appealing to the masses. And to define that a little bit more, if I walk in or bump into the next person that I see on the street, there's a 98% chance that they've actually watched a video on YouTube about this specific niche. Now, most of you guys here, there might be maybe an exception of 1 or 2 people that are here, have watched a history video on YouTube, whether it's by choice or whether it's just by scrolling. I'm not a history addict, but here and there I've searched for history content. I didn't know about the Israel and Palestine war till last year. I'll be quite honest. I didn't even know that was a war going on. I mean, I have war in my own country. Make you realize how many wars are happening in certain things, and a lot of people are not even aware of them. And when I heard of it, when it became very popular last year, I was like, how long has this war been going? And I have a friend who's Palestinian. I didn't even know that was a country. And I started doing some research on YouTube. I was like, what's the reason behind the war? When did it start? Why did it start? And I figured out it's a little bit more deeper than just, 10 years or 5 or even 20 years. I started watching the history of Israel and Palestine just by doing a couple of research. And even when I was in school, they used to play YouTube videos on different topic on history. So for the most part, the average person have come across. I'm someone that don't watch sport, to be honest. I know like the famous player like LeBron James, like Kobe Bryant, things like that, Tom Brady, because they're all over the place. But I don't watch football. I don't know a thing or two about football. I don't know the positions. I really don't. I'm one of those rare guy that I just never liked watching sport since I was a kid. I didn't see the point of it. And that's like my personal opinion. So I don't know the player, but I've run multiple channels that are on sport because I know a lot of people consume this content. I've watched the Super Bowl with a friend because I was at his house and it was like big Super Bowl party. And we were all just watching it. I didn't understand a thing, but it was a family gathering, so we were all just watching it. So at some point in my life, I ended up watching it, even though I'm not into Super Bowl. I've seen about Super Bowl. I've seen video on YouTube about it, even without actually being involved into it. So you want to make sure your niche is appealing to a broad audience, and we're going to solidify that too, which is the first one, which means there's a massive group of people that are watching this content. The second one is you want to make sure there's a proven concept. Now, what that basically means, how many of you guys ever heard the saying, success leave clues model after, if there is something that you want to do that you consider to be success, whether you want to achieve a six-pack, whether you want to lose 20 pounds by a specific amount of deadline, you want to find someone's already done it and just see what they've did. What did they eat? What was their meal? What was their diet? What was their exercise plan? And just duplicate it. Now, how we basically do this, because certain niches are not really lucrative on YouTube, and this is one mistake that I had to learn in the beginning, which is why I had so many failed channels, is I didn't look for a proven concept. I was just like, oh, I'd like to watch this. Let me make a channel on that. Now, how we're going to do this is, for example, somebody give me a niche idea in the chat, beside the one we just went over. Somebody give me an idea in the chat. All right? Someone say tech. All right? Someone said celebrity. Senior scam. That's very specific. Business, motivation, mindset, AI. All right. So let's do celebrity, and I'll do another one. So let's type celebrity. Whatever your niche is you're going to pick, you're going to type any keyword or even the niche in general into YouTube. So I'm just going to type celebrity and search for celebrity. And we can see this video. Now, this is a face channel because I can see the guy on camera, of course. I'm going to scroll down a little bit more. I see Didi and whoever that is. I'm going to click on this video right here.
There are so many witnesses. There are so many victims.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today, we're looking at celebrities who spoke out against Sean Combs, aka P. Diddy, before his 2024 arrest and indictment.
We're just starting to scratch the surface of what this case.
So as I pause real quick, we hear the voice in the background, but we don't see the girl face. And even as we hover in the beginning, this is from Fox Local. The first video was from another podcast. It looked like the branding's No Jumper. And if we play throughout the rest of the video,
I don't want to go.
He described how, when out clubbing with
even the clip that they're playing of other people is not theirs. And if we hover more during the video,
protege Justin Bieber remarks about
You're the one he's.
we have the same female voice in the background, but we don't see her face, and they're playing different videos that is from the internet.
Even so, William
To get the point across. Now, when we go into this channel, we're able to find one on our first channel. We have another one about Didi. When we look at the channel, we can see that it's called Watch Mojo. 10 Big Flex and Bleach. Joker, we have Didi, we have Celebrity right here. This is more of a Hollywood channel, so it kind of tie into it. So Hollywood movies and also actress and things like that, even musician. So it's more toward Hollywood in general. And if we click on any of the video, 20 worst live performance of all time.
Issues. Things eventually reached a boiling point while
We have now in this video, we have a guy voice in the background.
it still doesn't make the near.
As we ever do, it's still the same guy voice, so we're playing different worst performance that have of all time. Now this channel is gonna be faceless. Even if I go back, for example, celebrity, and you can also type any specific keyword. You can type a celebrity name, whether you want to type Billie Eilish, whether you want to type what was the guy that I just saw? I forgot his name. Whether you want to type the Rocky guy, I forgot. Sylvester Stallone. Usually you see a faceless channel because you want to find the proven concept, and we've already found one channel. So we have a proven concept, which means somebody's already doing it. It's a faceless channel. The third one is it monetizable? Believe it or not, there's certain thing that people upload on YouTube. There's certain channels that are millions of views, getting traction, but they make $0. So it's not every single thing that YouTube monetizes on the platform. There's certain niche that are monetizable, and there's certain niche that aren't. Now, the simplest way that I do this is after finding a proven concept, what you want to do is you want to go back to the channel. For example, let's take this one.
We were also united.
And
Hey, as well as in music.
This is also Faceless channel. So let me take something different. So let's take this channel, for example. You're going to download a tool that is called Monetization Checker, or Check Monetization. Now, this is basically a Chrome extension. So you're going to need a Chrome browser on your computer to download it. It's going to download to your Chrome. And it will allow you to check every single channel on YouTube to see if it's monetized, if they're making money, or if they're not making money. So all that you do is type Monetization Checker on Google. And it's going to be the one that have the Chrome store. So it's not the first or second or the third. It's going to be the one that's in the Chrome store. So what I'll do is I'm going to drop the link on the chat so you guys can actually have that link, so that we can actually save yourself some time. You guys can actually click it. And you're going to click Add to Chrome. Now, it's already added to my Chrome, so I'm not going to remove it. So you're going to click Add to Chrome, and it's going to add it to your Chrome browser. Naturally, when you click on your extension on by next to the search, you're going to see it added right here, and you can pin it to just so that way you can actually see it. Now, when you go to YouTube, when you refresh the screen, if you click on it, you click check this channel, it's going to load up, and we're going to give it a couple of seconds, and it's going to say this channel is monetized. If it's not monetized, you usually have a check mark. It's going to say this channel is demonetized or it's not monetized. Now we're going to look at this channel. We're going to click check this channel. Going to wait for it to load up. This channel is monetized. Now, for most niches, the reason I'm saying this is because most of you guys are going to pick different niches. And that way, instead of running through hundreds of people niches and actually manually doing it, I'm showing you guys how you can actually do it yourself in the future, so you can avoid yourself an error of starting into a niche that is not monetizable. So basically, to recap, we want to make sure that's appealing to the masses, which is number one. We want to make sure there's a proven concept, which means there's already a channel doing what I want to do. And number three, it's actually monetizable, which means that it's able to actually be monetized on the platform. Now, on the chat, I want you guys to brainstorm. We're going to take the next, not too long. This is one of those things that shouldn't take too long. Let's take the next 3 to 5 minutes. I want you to brainstorm what your niche or what your channel is going to fall under. And once you got it, some of you guys already thought of it, I want you guys to actually put it on the chat. So on the chat, for the people that already have theirs, you guys can drop it in the chat. So someone say animal throughout the world. So animal channel, make money online, health, futuristic, sport, politic. We have mindset, where that's motivation, self-development. We have travel. We have AI, which is a very big thing right now. We have cooking. That's very appealing to the masses. Most people here eat food. We have, someone said legal sticks. Not sure what that means. Improving lifestyle, fitness. That's something that almost every single person here, some people might not take it serious, but most people here have probably watched a fitness video, whether it's I was one of those people, because I know a lot of people struggle to losing weight, but I was one of those people that struggled to gain weight. Whenever I go to the doctor when I was a kid, they were like, you below what you actually should be. So I was always watching videos on how to gain weight. I'll go to the gym, but I get more leaner and skinnier. I'll get ab, but I'm not getting any bigger. I'm actually losing weight. So at some point, most people will be watching, whether it can be sub-niche from health, whether it's more exercise, whether it's weight loss or weight gain, whether it's more of a, how do I say it? More of older age, how to reverse certain disease, certain sickness and things like that. Travel abroad, dating, that's something almost every single person here at some point would or have done. We have Christian, which is also a popular one, which tying to, in general, whether a bunch of different religion, usually the top 5, whether it's into Christian, whether it's into Hinduism, whether it's into any other religion all around the world. We have travel. And for the people that are here, if you can't think of anything where you have, like, your brain is just foggy, completely dark, or you can't think of any idea, I would recommend you look at the chat and see if any of the ideas, like I tell people, you don't have to go into something you're passionate and interested about. But if any of them ring, stoicism is also a very good one that goes into self-development or improvement, content, relationship, as we already said. All right, awesome. Now, for the people, like I said, I'm not going to overthink or give a lot of time to stuff that we shouldn't overthink or give time to. Stuff that I know we can do here, we're just going to do it here instead of homework. So I want you guys, does every single person here have the niche or you made a decision? Give me a yes. If I get a yes, then I'll move on. So in the chat. All right, awesome. 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 Now, what we actually going to be doing today is I want to make sure we have the niche set down and we have it ready for tomorrow. Every single day of the challenge is going to lead to the next day. So the homework, like I said, it's up to you to be able to do it. But the homework for today is going to lead up for the homework to the next day. The homework to the next day is going to lead up to the homework for the next day after. So we're going to lead everything. It's like a ladder leading up to having the whole thing connected. So a piece of the puzzle, connecting all the puzzles together, you have the channel built out. Now, today homework is going to be, number one, you want to solidify your niche. So for the people that are still brainstorming, you want to solidify your niche. Big shout out to the people that already picked their niche. And number two, just to share my screen, is you want to find a larger channel that is in the same niche as you, which is going to tie into the second concept, which is a proven concept. You want to find something that's already work. One of the key to success that I always tell people, and throughout every single thing that I've learned throughout life, is whatever you want to gain, whatever you want to get, whatever outcome you desire to reach, simply find somebody who's already done it and just find what they have done, replicate what they have already did. For example, a couple of weeks ago, I got back into like working on things like that. And I put a plan for me to actually gain a couple of weight. First thing I did is I went on YouTube. I was trying to find one of the best person I could find that have actually went from skinny to at least looking more jack. So, and then I went to their YouTube channel, I went to their website and got a couple of their program. So same thing we're going to do with the channel. We want to find one that's already working within our niche, because as we're going to move in through day 2, day 3, day 4, and day 5, we're actually going to be using that example channel to model after. Now, it's going to be quite impossible, and this is even for myself speaking today, every single channel that I start, I have to find a proven concept. It's impossible for you to start a channel where you can't find anything else. Now, you can take your luck and try to be the first that might have done it. It might be successful, it might not be, but we're going to try to find something that's already proven to be able to work. And the last thing is, if you haven't joined the school, we'll drop the link again. Make sure you join the school. I want you guys to post your niche on the school and post a screenshot of the example channel that you have. And the more that you can find, the better. Instead of just finding one, the more you can find, the better. If you can find at least 3, that's even perfect. It's going to make the process a lot more easier for you. And I want you guys to actually post. I'm curious of every single person why. Why are you excited about starting a Faceless channel? So the homework is going to be solidify your niche. You're going to find an example channel or channels, and you're going to post a niche in the screenshot of one of the channel at least into school. And then I'm also very curious about why. What is your why? What is your purpose about actually starting a Faceless channel? So on the chat, let me know if this is clear, if that makes sense. Give me a clear on the chat. Awesome. Awesome. We have some people that's already in school. Awesome. Now, one thing that also you guys know this challenge, as you go to the next couple of days, it's going to be more and more and more. This homework shouldn't take more than 10 minutes. Maximum, the homework are going to take like 30 minutes. Some of you guys probably might have to lose sleep, like I said before. If you join halfway, if you join I don't know, quarter way or almost to the finish line way when we're about to finish the challenge or this specific day, then the recording will be available for the general admission for 24 hours. The VIP, we have a lifetime access to it. I want you guys to implement everything fast. So that's why I'm going to say this is going to be an actual actionable challenge where you have to implement things. At the end of the day, most of you guys didn't come here to waste 10 hours to just watch me. Pretty flattered, but it's not really going to do you anything at all. So it's up to you guys to do the homework. Like I said, I'm not here to force anybody's hand. I'm here to give you guys a blueprint, and it's up to you if you want to implement it to actually put it into action, to put it into the real world. So Dr. Mike, you can take over, and I'll circle back also tomorrow, guys, for day 2, which is going to be automating the channel. So we're going to solidify our niche by tomorrow. We're going to talk about automating the channel, getting the channel, how can we build the channel to get the channel systemized, to get the video start producing on the channel based on the niche that you actually pick.